See how I'm happy? I have a coffee, and she's just like, thanks. McDonald's hired me for the commercial. Coffee, morning, good to go. It's gonna be really bumpy. Cześć I dzień dobry here in Krakow. Kind of on a little bit of a morning adventure today. Morning coffee started. I think I don't know what's more exciting, having the warm cup of coffee or the idea of having the cup of coffee, you know. Hey, good morning. Yeah, we are off to, I like to be, of course, to have happy stuff in the vlog, but at the same time, sometimes it has to be real, and I think today might be a little bit tough. The other day I told you I got invited to that Jewish museum by the lady who works there, and she asked me to come on a tour. So right now, we're heading there to go to meet this lady at the Jewish museum. She's gonna, apparently the plan is, she's giving a group tour. She told me to come, so I'm gonna join her on the general group tour. And after the group tour, she's gonna give me a little bit of a private tour, she said. So this is where we're heading now, heading to the square. Next stop, Jewish quarters here in Krakow. And gotta go. Okay, so quick update. The tour starts at 9:30, which is, there's a lot of other people there, and it is 9:30. Hoping we can leave the boards there and jump on the tour, even though it's gonna be a little bit late. Hate being late for stuff like this. The weather's really slowing us down for these. But it's good, it gives us time to kind of breathe and relax before going into something like this. It's always tough learning the history about things like this. You always feel a little bit, not sure what the word is, but yeah, never easy. I hear her talking. Oh, thank you. Can we leave this? Yeah, sure. You're so nice. Thank you. Anne, if you're watching this, Anne, I'm so sorry we're late. I'm so sorry. That we're learning, that Anne is saying to us in the tour guide, you know, is that when they're trying to piece together the history of the Jewish culture and everything here, there's never any, there's not a full picture of everything that happened. There's only little bits and pieces of it everywhere. And from paintings to maybe there's one place here where there was a cemetery, but there's only one stone left. It's basically, they had to really piece together what actually happened. And, it's kind of like it's almost a sad feeling, and I guess all of these museums are trying to put together the pieces of what happened. And, one interesting fact that they said about Auschwitz is that in Auschwitz, when we think of Auschwitz, we think of the concentration camps, but in general, Auschwitz was a town, and in that town, 40% of the community there was Jewish already before the concentration camps. And this whole thing is trying to piece together pieces, and it's, yeah.
One of the things to understand about Jews in Galicia is the division between West and East. The west part of Galicia, which is now Poland, the Gentiles were Polish. And the Jews had their issues with the Poles, but they only had their issues with the Poles, and that was it. In East Galicia, the Gentiles, 45% Polish, 45% Ukrainian, Jews were 10%. When the elections began in the early 20th century, the Jews were the balance between the Poles and the Ukrainians. As the Poles and the Ukrainians became more and more antagonistic towards each other, who's going to control East Galicia? The Jews found themselves in the middle.
As the largest Jewish cemetery in the world, placed in disrespect.
So a big part of what they're saying, again, it's almost like the culture was just kind of like erased. There's a book called Erased. One of the guys who's here in the tour, he gives tours here and in Ukraine. He was here in 1979, which is where this first photo over here was taken. And this is taken in 2018. This is in Warsaw. You can see it then and now. And, it just kind of goes to show you how things were just erased, and it's just hard to put together pieces. Even over here, we're at the part of the tour right now where they're showing the abandoned buildings, which had a lot of history before, but now the buildings they've kind of been forgotten. There's nothing there. There's no businesses. They're kind of abandoned buildings now. But 70, 80, 90, depending when you're watching this video, 1920, 1930, 1940, 1950, 60, 70, 80 held so much history, and it's just it's...
Very often, the only trace is actually no trace. This sudden drop in urban space where something should be, but there's nothing there.
And they say that a lot of and it's not even anyone's fault, what they're saying, is that like a lot of the synagogues, the homes, the communities, now it's not because people aren't there, and not only because people left, but it's almost nature is taking it back in a sense. Where a synagogue once was, it's now just a forest. The forest is taking it back. It's like the earth is taking it back, and it's almost burying the history of what actually happened there. And that's probably one of the toughest parts, because you're looking at a picture of a forest over here, but actually in the forest, that used to be where the synagogue was, and where thousands of people fellowshipped and were there, and now it's just a field. But that's where the history is, and that's, yeah. One more thing that's pretty tough is they're talking about some of the cemeteries and the epitaphs that they have. There was actually 3 epitaphs for one person. So they had the first written in Hebrew, the second written in German, and the last one written in Polish, to try to give an identity, a stronger identity to the individual that was buried. That's how much they wanted to have an identity and not just be kind of forgotten. And it's
Nation of righteous among the nations. The gift to them is just 20 kilometers away. This place where the farmstead of Leva Future once stood is now by water, a site of mass execution of
and one thing that's super sad, they talk about the Holocaust. When we tend to think about it, we think about it as this months and years, and that's when everything took place. But in reality, in the micro scale of things, the Jewish communities, which had 100, 200, 300 up to 1,000. They had many people, but some of these 800 people in this one community, 360 in another, 280 in another community. The whole community was wiped out in a day, and they're just a mass gravesite, one big stone with the entire community. So in the micro scale, it was one day to wipe out an entire community. But when you look at it in the macro, it took, imagine doing that for months and years, and yeah, it's almost, you can't even imagine this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, really. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you Thursday in the morning. I'll come to her.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
You're so strong, huh?
Have a good day.
Yeah, see you. And if you all can, I've linked the museum to where you guys can support this, regardless of where you're from. The religion is not about any of that. It's kind of just in trying to help people that are trying to make sure that people aren't forgotten, things aren't forgotten, and that the history just doesn't die, and it's documented, and they're finding all these places. One thing that I learned was very interesting is that, a lot of these mass murderers and where these things happened and where these people just disappeared, whole communities disappeared, there's people that actually are going around the world traveling literally nonstop, trying to find where this happened, where the history happened, to make sure that people weren't forgotten. And I think there's one thing that we all have, sorry I'm talking fast, I have to get this out before I get emotional, but the one thing that we all have in common is that we don't want to be forgotten. We don't want to be forgotten, we want to be remembered. And I feel that the efforts that a lot of the people make here and the people that make everywhere, especially with this museum and the people behind the scenes, allow this tradition and all of this not to be forgotten, whether put beliefs aside, but just people, and no one wants to be forgotten. And I think that what they're doing here is amazing, and thank you so much. I can never thank you enough. And now that note, it's time for happier notes. Going to, no idea, we're gonna spend a few hours later. We're trying to Shazam a song. That's what we want. We want the authentic live reaction. That's huge.
It's amazing.
I know you're happy when there's food. Oh my goodness. I was not ready for that.
I was not ready for that.
That's not even a crepe. It's better than the ones in France. No offense to the French people. But dang, there's.
Okay, go for it.
The song is called Rather Be Lucky. Oh, sorry, I forgot I was Shazamming another song. Yeah. You got another one for you?
Muscles. Gains.
Them games. Finish here at a place called Pancake House for some cheer up food and to be happy, get our mind off of a lot of things. But this place is really good. Definitely need to come check things out. Sorry, my energy's still a little bit. But yeah, for the rest of the day, I'm not sure where the plan is because it is a very rainy day. What do you guys call it in Poland?
Barowa.
Barowa day.
Pogoda.
Pagoda day. Meaning?
Like a pub weather.
Yeah, pub weather. Yeah, pub weather. Like stay inside weather kind of day. So not sure what's next, but this is the last ride together. Taking the longboards back.
We are giving back.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much. This is so cool. Silence. I need this shirt.
You talk to us every year. Is it
Me? Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember.
Wait, were you here? I was looking, I was like, wait, that's not her. Tourist. Okay, so another part of the day, dropping off. Oh, we never said her name. Call her the nameless one. Off to the train station. Then no idea what's name. You want to say bye to the people? No? Okay.
No introduction, no bye.
You said no introduction. Oh yeah. You gotta come in the way you go out. That's how it goes. No bye. Okay, so actually, I'm looking for a place. I'm looking for a place to get some work done and quiet. It's been kind of a long day. Been kind of an emotional day as I've been kind of off the main street. I don't even know where I am. I'm behind the castle though at some point. And I've come from this way. I think the town center is this way. And kind of as I've been walking here, I've just been kind of thinking about today, everything that's happened. My friend was here and have to experience together. My friend is Polish, so I'm feeling how they feel going through this whole thing earlier today. And although we tried to make it the most amazing day, kind of doing history and stuff like that, it's always difficult. It's like when you learn about all the history, kind of the mood for the day is always a little bit and I'm still trying to recover from it. I literally took a nap. I just felt like heavy, you know, but I think it's something to give today more value. It's something that needs to not be forgotten, and it just reinforces the reason why I love documenting things and sharing things, because if not, it just goes forgotten. And as I said before, no one ever wants to be forgotten, I don't think. You know, maybe some things we've done, we want to be forgotten, but we as an individual don't ever want to be forgotten, I think. And that's one thing I strive to try to do and try to show. And you know, I think on today, it's as I'm looking for a place to go, I think maybe it's better to end the vlog kind of here. I'm not sure exactly where I am. Some of you guys will know where this place is. Maybe kind of end right here because it has been a long day, and I realize when I get to the place, I want to just kind of sit down and relax. It's been one of those kind of days, but I want to thank you guys for joining me, and you know who you are with me today. Hey, thank you so much for coming and just kind of sharing the time with me, and thank you guys for watching. I just am shocked by the support that I get from you guys, and kind of on that note, I think that, like I say, gonna end the vlog, relax. Mentally, it's been a heavy emotional day, but I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope I shared it with you guys the best I could also, and hope you guys got something out of it, and I'll speak to you guys all later. And everyone always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao.